So the question is, where do you sell hatching eggs? There are lots of places that you can sell hatching eggs. I'm going to share my experience with 2 different places online where I sell hatching eggs. Now keep in mind, with selling hatching eggs across state borders, there are quite a few states that do require that you be in the National Poultry Improvement Plan program, and some that require you to be in the Avian Clean program or to have avian influenza testing often. So you do have to check your state importation requirements prior to shipping hatching eggs. Now I do have a video on how to get National Poultry Improvement Plan certified, so you can check that out if you're interested in doing so before selling hatching eggs. And I also have a video on the Avian Influenza Clean program. So there'll be links for both of those videos in the description box below. You just click the More button. But as far as where I sell hatching eggs, I sell them on Craigslist as well as on eBay. So those are the 2. On Craigslist, I am selling them locally. So I am using the Craigslist location for my area, which is Rehoboth, Massachusetts. And that allows me to have customers email me in response to my Craigslist ad, request the number of eggs they are looking for, and then they can come to pick those up locally at my farm, or I can meet them somewhere to have them pick them up at a public place. And so that's a fairly easy process. Most of the local customers are going to be in Massachusetts, which makes requirements really easy because they're not going over state lines. And so I can just fill out my 9-3 forms and make sure it's approved by the state of Massachusetts, which usually goes super fast, especially when it's just locally, and it's a quick process. Now with selling on eBay, I have a lot more potential to sell hatching eggs because those hatching eggs can be sold nationwide depending on state importation requirements. And so I make my eBay ad listing and I set the price. Now eBay doesn't charge a fee for the listing up front, but they do charge a small fee based on when you sell the item. So you do have to expect to pay that fee, and then shipping, you can choose to have the buyer pay for the shipping, and eBay will give you discounted rates for the shipping, which is really nice. Now you have to keep in mind with eBay, you do have to ship within a certain amount of time. They do put a restriction on how long before you have to ship that out, but it is nice that eBay has a messaging system where you can message through eBay and have a record of that communication between yourself and the customer. What I really like about eBay is not only the amount of customers that do go on eBay to look for hatching eggs. There are so many hatching eggs being sold on eBay, which helps to bring in even more customers, but the fact that all the payments are handled right through eBay. They handle the payments and they will pay you direct deposit to your account. And the shipping labels can all be done through eBay, which I find most convenient rather than going to the post office and paying there for it. With the discount that you get through eBay, it's nice to be able to just pay through it through the funds that you're given from the customer, and I just print it out on my home computer and bring my hatching eggs with my shipping label to the post office, and they box it up for me, and that way it's boxed up by a professional and ready to go. I do the bubble wrapping of the eggs and making sure that they are secure in their egg carton. I do have a video called How to Package Hatching Eggs for Shipping, which shows you exactly how I package them for safe travels. Thank goodness they have all arrived safely every time, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave the links to that also in the description below where you click more. And then another thing that I like about eBay is how easy it is for cancellations. I had a customer that needed to cancel the order, and as long as the order hasn't shipped yet, that was no problem to just easily cancel it, and eBay takes care of all the returning of the funds. Really simple. I haven't had a return yet, so I can't speak to how returns go with eBay. But one thing that I really like about eBay is that they keep a record of feedback from your customers. And so those reviews from your customers are visible to future customers. So it really does help that there is feedback from actual customers who bought your product for future customers to read in order to see whether or not you are a good seller. So it is really important that you are shipping out your product on time, you're shipping a quality product, you're packaging them well. Whereas on Craigslist, there's nowhere that I know of that you can leave any sort of feedback about the seller. So those are the two places that I like to sell my hatching eggs. And so that's it. eBay and Craigslist. That's where I sell hatching eggs and have success doing so. This year, 2023, has been my best year so far. We're now in May of this year and we have had 7 hatching egg orders for a total of 211 eggs, which is better than we did last year and a lot better than we did our first year of selling hatching eggs. And I'm really excited that we're seeing a growth to our customer base. So if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on.
Like and subscribe.
So cute.
One, two, three, four. Do you want a farm? A wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show.